What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you my Tal Rasha set build. Now with this build I'm going to be using two different types of elemental damage. I'm going to be using lightning spells and cold spells. And the two main spells I'm going to be using are Frozen Orb and Nova. Those are the two main spells I'm going to be using for this build. Let me start off by showing you guys my equipment real quick. Now obviously you need the full Tal Rasha set. Then you need a Spirit Shield with 35% faster cast rate. I'm using War Traveler battle boots for more magic find and 2 Stones of Jordan, along with the Mage Fist gloves. Now as far as my inventory, I try to balance out my elements in all my elemental spells. So I'm using 3 cold spell skill grand charms and 3 lightning skill grand charms, and obviously you're wearing the Ani and the torch. So for the mercenary, I'm using Fortitude and Andriel's Visage, and the main part of the mercenary is the Infinity Weapon. Now I would make sure you get it in a cryptic axe. Some of the other axes, they require a lot of strength, so I always try to get a cryptic axe. Infinity is going to be one of the main parts of this build, and I think a lot of people don't understand how conviction works. Now conviction can work for all types of elemental damage. It's not just for lightning sorceresses. Say if I have a fire spell sorceress and I use infinity, the conviction aura is going to help out the fire spells also, or the cold spells. So infinity is going to be working for my lightning spells and my cold spells for this build. A lot better to use infinity rather than insight unless you're really running out of mana like crazy, or you just prefer to have more mana and you don't like clicking on mana potions. You know, it's all your preference. You know, and my preference is just to do more damage. So now I'm going to show you guys my skills real quick. So for my cold spells, I put 20 into Frozen Orb and 20 into Ice Bolt. Now I made sure that my cold mastery was at about level 16 before I started putting points into other things. And then for the lightning spells, you obviously want 1 into Teleport. Then I put 20 into Nova and 20 into Thunderstorm. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you guys how effective this build is in Diablo 2. Now I joined a game that has a pretty decent amount of people in it, so the difficulty is set pretty high. So obviously you just want to cast your battle orders and battle command, start up Thunderstorm and Frozen Armor. And now before I start this, I'm going to have Frozen Orb on my left, and then I'm going to have Nova on my right. So I'm going to be using both of these spells at the same time. So, and it's also really important to realize that when you're playing a sorceress, it's important for you to stay back and just let your spells do the work. I've been playing barbarians and paladins for many years, and when you're playing a sorceress, you just don't go in there and start whacking on a large group of monsters. That's just not how you play a sorceress. So you just want to make sure you stay back and just let your spells do the work and kind of use your mercenary as bait. So let's just do a little walkthrough and see how effective this build is. So now there's 8 people in the game, so the difficulty is set to the max. You know, and it's also really nice to have both elements of spells, so in case you run into monsters that are immune to lightning or immune to cold, you have 2 different types of elements, so no matter what kind of monster you run into, you're going to be able to do some damage to it. And you can see I'm getting some greens right there. You know, the Tal Rasha set is really good for, you know, it's not only really effective, it also has a lot of magic find. You know, you're getting magic find from the set, from the armor, and, you know, things like that, and from the belt. So you got a pretty decent amount of magic find just from using just the set. So I mean, as you guys can see, I mean, I'm dropping the monsters pretty quick, and you know, it's going pretty well. You know, there's 8 people in the game, so the difficulty is really, you know, it's really hard to kill monsters if, you know, if you don't have a really good setup, and you know, you're not putting out a good amount of damage, especially with 8 people in the game. You know, you're just gonna get wrecked by the minions. So I think that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this build. If you guys have any questions or you have any class builds you would like me to do, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure you guys join our community here on Diablo 2. All you gotta do is when you enter the chat on Diablo 2, just type in /home OPMD2GA. Make Diablo 2 great again. Guys, and I also started an Xtimus Discord where you guys can chat with me personally, or we can chat while we're playing Diablo 2 together. All you gotta do is click the Discord link in the description. You don't even need to download anything. All you do is click the link and it joins the server, and you're already in the game chat with everyone else. If you guys don't have a headset or you don't have a PC headset, you can actually download the Discord app on your phone and you can join the game chat through your iPhone. So if you really wanted to, you could just use your phone as your headset while you're playing Diablo 2 or chatting with me on Discord. It's pretty awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you guys subscribe if you want to keep up with Diablo 2.